Hello everyone, happy Friday. I hope you're doing well this evening. We had a bit of a scuffle there at the outset, but I think we've got things working now. This is the first time I'm trying this new microphone with the live stream setup, so you're going to have to let me know if the audio is coming in okay for you. I can always switch to the old mic if it's a problem. Or we shall see. And while I'm waiting to hear about that, I've got my Matches 7 LE, and I'm going to be loading it up with some Haunted Bookshop for this Friday. Let's see who we got out there tonight. So I see Corvette Jim, Ron H, Bona Piper, hello Christian, Matt, aka Hops and Pipes, hello there Matt, JMZ56, Little Fat Morgan, Signalman Tony, hello Tony, audio's bad, okay. Give me 1 second, I'm actually gonna save your ears. Just 1 second. Alright, how are we doing there? That's the old setup, so hopefully the audio will be coming through a bit better. But it doesn't look like it's filtered for some reason. How is that sounding, guys? You'll have to let me know. That is the same. It's buzzing, huh? It's funny, that is the same setup that we had last week, so I'm not sure what has gone wrong. Give me just a minute. That's kind of our last possibility here. Not sure what could be. That's all but pinned. Let me. Hopefully that's a little bit better. I'm not really sure why that didn't work. Shatter in the background plus a high-pitched whine. It's actually quite quiet here. The whine is the laptop, and I can minimize that to some extent. So that's appearing that's better. So that's good. All right, as we're just having to work through it, I apologize. It's I've been trying to improve the audio. Thank you, Big Dave. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's the laptop fan, and I had it filtered out before, but now for some reason the filter seems to have stopped working. If you guys want, I can continue to play with the filter, but that seems like let me know if it's unbearable. And let me see if I can... Things don't seem like they're... That's right. We're just going to try one more thing, guys, and then we're just going to have to live with it. Okay, that's going to be the best that I can do. Is that better or worse? You'll let me know. But we're just going to have to live with it, folks. I'm sorry. This is the price we pay for trying to improve. Yeah, so plane taking off, the Apollo 13. I know, it's awful. Sorry. No, there shouldn't be a ground lift. Jimmy, it's the same setup I had last week, so I don't know what could be causing this. Unless, I mean, there's some possibility my batteries died. Do one more thing then. Let me try. I'm just going to go with the camera mic, and we'll see what that does for us. All right, how is that? I'm going straight off the camera now with no filtering. Now Cliff's telling me it's not bad. You know what? I'm going to pack a pipe in and then not worry about it. Thank you, Brad. I'm glad you came for me and not the sound quality, because if you came from the sound quality, you'd be out the door by now. Paul, I had a bike plugged in. Hey, Tim Fournier, welcome. Glad it's your first time participating. Yes, Sarge, we're going to Mars. This is what we're going to live with tonight, guys. I am sorry, and I will try to get it worked out before next week, because next week we've got a guest next week. David Dorian Ross from the Virtual Pipe Club is going to be our guest, so we want that to be. Yeah, guys, I appreciate the troubleshooting advice, but the setup is identical to what we had last week when I was talking to Jeremy. I don't know what has changed, other than I put a new microphone in. I took that microphone out. I put the old one in. This is what we're going to deal with. So let me get this pipe lit, because you got me at a disadvantage. Thank you, Texas Piper. Thank you so much, my friend. Yeah, I opened that up. I talked about that a couple weeks ago. And while I really appreciate the support, guys, I don't want anyone to feel at all like that's a requirement, or that I'm going to think more or less of anyone. I just love you guys showing up is the number one support for me. And if there's anything above and beyond that, it certainly is much appreciated. Am I going to have to read from my writers? So the reason I am a bit flustered tonight and was a bit late and so on is I just had a long day. I had a lot of stuff I had to do today. I had to take my dogs to the vet. They're fine, but they need to get checkups and baths and all that kind of stuff. And I also had to go into work, so I was actually allowed to go to work today. Throw it against the wall. Yes. Couch. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Please don't overuse that. You'll embarrass me. I don't know what the minimum is, but if you don't have to do anything. But thank you, Couch. I really appreciate it. So, yeah, So I go and take the dogs to the vet in the morning. My dogs are the strangest animals. They obey me. They're perfectly fine. But the minute I get them through the door of the vet, they start acting like banshees. And then they take them away, and when I go to pick them up, the vet says, "Oh, they were absolute angels. You know, they're so well behaved." And they come out and they just turn into absolute banshees until I get them in the car, and then they're fine. They just get excited. So one of the things I picked up today was a nice dog scratch, so that was fun. And then I had to go into work because I'm having some computer issues, not with the computer I'm using now, but with my work computer, and that had to be taken care of. I know there's background noise. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it right now. Tim Fournier's got Rattray accountant's mixture, and a heavily rusticated full bent Peterson, and a stout cup of coffee. That sounds fantastic. Let me put the empty light over here, and maybe I'll be less likely to try to use it. So I go into work, and I have to go to the IT center, which is always a joy. So I was, juggling all this stuff, and got home a bit late, and then dinner was shoot. Anyway, here I am. It's just been a very full, somewhat frantic day. So I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. Oh, Andrew, I got stories about dogs at vets that I'm sure I could top you. But yeah, I've heard that. Corvette Jim's got some old Joe Krantz and an ascot. Hey, Sarge, you stay safe, my friend. Have a safe time at work, and thanks so much for stopping in, buddy. Yes, thank God it's Friday indeed, Robert Miller. Indeed. Ah, Dude Rustica. How is that La Volute? I've been curious about that. It appears to be sort of a coarse cut Samoy, which sounds really good. Yes, Tim, yes. Badgers. I'm going to tell a Badger story later. A Scorty, of course, Jim. Everett Young's into the big and burly tonight. Oh, VidMaze, thank you so much. Fix the audio. I promise I will get the audio fixed before next week. I will try to, I'll probably do a live stream during the week just to test it out, but I'll get it sorted. I don't know what's wrong. The digital filters just are not filtering for some reason. So I guess I do know what's wrong, but I don't know how to fix it. I don't know if you can eat badgers, Paul, but I wouldn't want to try. Ocho Ida is having some Billy Bud in the 6267 Ellie. Very nice, my friend. Very nice. Trials Bike Guy. Welcome. We love newbies. And he's learning about this great hobby. Well, you came to the right place. Not necessarily my channel, but the YouTube pipe community in general. Mark in Rhode Island's having some Bourbon Street match. Tim, I have a pipe. The pipe. I haven't smoked it, but I have one. Ben, the Artful Codger, is a big fan of the pipe. He claims they smoke really well. So, Dude Rustica, it sounds like it's right up Everett's alley. Good point, Kevin Berger. Good point. Steve and Kathy are having some haunted bookshop, and did I see that right? The son's having some gambler. in a basket pipe. Steve's got a basket pipe and Kathy's got a cob. Very nice. Norm Duke, hello my friend. Snowing, oh my. Keep it there, please. We had another day of 40-degree weather today. Tony 513, I'm having haunted bookshop. Sorry, it was a rough start and I didn't do a good job of introducing everything. And I'm also having a bourbon highball tonight. Thank you, Shade Tree Piper. Now I know exactly how to fix it. All right, Texas Piper, Yuengling in Texas. Man, you guys are going to have everything in Texas after that happens. Okay, Ed. Okay, Ed's got to put his earplugs in. I know the audio is bad. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it, guys. All brought it up. Hey there, John. Doing just fine. How the heck are you? Tony's having some haunted bookshop too. And Paul's having some of that black double X in a Savinelli Hercules. Wow, that's a fine pipe to fill with black double X. I'm using my Larry Blackett Wile E. Coyote, and I just love this tamper. I was not intending to use this one. Larry sent me a new one, and well, Larry's a really kind guy. He also sent me some fly tying material, which was quite nice of him. And believe me, I don't need fly tying material. I've been spending the past month sorting fly tying material, but he sent me something that's it's a little bit rare, and it's actually the one thing that I didn't have. So I was really very pleased to see that, and I appreciate Larry's friendship quite a bit. But he sent me a nice new tamper that's an eagle, but it's upstairs, and I remembered it after my third trip running up and down the steps to get things, and I'm sorry guys, I couldn't do another one. So it's Wile E. Coyote tonight. Cliff Higgins, oh, sorry to hear that, Cliff. Hope you feel better soon. You have a good evening. Yeah, Tony, he actually made the Roadrunner first. He made the Roadrunner first, so that was kind of the inspiration. And then people immediately said, "Well, why don't you make Wile E. Coyote?" Couch, it might be. It might be that Ilva fur would make a good fly. I have tied flies with my dog's fur. I actually still have one in my fly box, made from my. So there's a very famous fly called a hare's mask. Hare's ear nymph, and my beagle was shedding, and I got a bunch of. When the beagle shed, the fur would come off in clumps, and this clump came off the hind region of the beagle, and it looked like a tail of a nymph, and so I tied the beagle butt nymph, and I caught fish on it. It actually worked pretty well, so I miss that dog for multiple reasons. But yeah, you can actually use dog hair for flies, and it can work. Oh no, I'm sorry. Brad Sims, sorry to hear that. Brad broke his favorite tamper today. Ed, you got both the Roadrunner and the Coyote. I got them both too. I love them. Alright, Bars, sorry about that. I can't fix it right now, guys. The only way I could fix it would be to shut down the stream and restart it, and then you wouldn't likely be coming back. So I apologize, Bars. All Briared Up's having some Mississippi River in his Stanwell Authentic. I got some video uploading too. Your beagle likes it when you smoke a lot of Kia, Tim. That's funny. My beagle wasn't a big fan of smoking. When I lit up a pipe, he'd leave the room. Weather Piper, thank you. You have a good weekend too, my friend. Alright guys, I'm still seeing complaints about the audio, so let me try to do one more thing. I mean, I cannot tell how bad this is on my end. And if it's, unwatchable, I don't want that. So give me like 2 minutes and I'll see if I can fix this. Alright folks, that's unfortunately the best I'm going to be able to do. I've got the... Yes, John, it is my private jet warming up. I know, folks, I know it's the fan on the laptop. So the problem is the laptop has to stream up to YouTube, and it takes a lot of effort for it to do that, and it runs very hot. I have the microphone as far away as I can. I mean, the microphone's over here. You can't barely see it, but it's way, it's about 2 feet away, which is as far away as I can have it and still be able to read the comments and talk. And it's just the nature of where we are right now. Normally, I am able to filter it, but for some reason the filters aren't working tonight, and I just reset them completely. This is all that I can do, I'm afraid. All right. Oh, Kirk, I'm very sorry to hear. I hope your wife will be okay. I missed that. Okay, so the sound is getting a little bit better. That's good. You know what? I'm not going to worry about it anymore, guys. I'm just going to enjoy my Friday. We'll get it worked out. One of the things I really want to do is get an audio board so that I can both deal with things like this easily without having to do what I just did, and also to help when I have guests on the line. I can plug the phone directly into that rather than using a microphone. Or, to help if we want to do Zoom or something like that, help routing the audio for that. Which is, there's easier ways to do it if you're on a Microsoft or Apple computer, but I use Linux, and that's part of the problem. Kirk, I missed. I'm gonna scroll back. Oh, you retracted the message. Kirk, whatever's going on, you got my prayers, buddy, and you got a lot of folks praying and pulling for you. So just let us know if you need anything. Amen there, Eddie. Most of us are smoking a pipe, so we should be just fine. Gary Edminster, beer in a pipe. Couldn't have said it better myself. Barik Piper, Skip. Don't think I saw you earlier, my friend. Good to see you. Good. The sound is a bit better. Okay. We're going to stop talking about the sound now. That's okay, Michael Case. It takes all types. Did an exclusive 3 months of Burley, and now he's back to Balkans. That's all right. I was actually getting worried. There's only so much Burley in the world. Indeed, Ron H. Indeed. Full Smoking Bar. How you doing there, Nick? Skip was lurking. I'm glad you came out, Skip. Glad you came out of the lurking closet there. Oh, the man cave sign, Tony. That's a bit of a joke. So my wife bought that for me. There are people that buy old hand saws and paint them, and I hate it. I get really angry when I see it, because I buy old hand saws and I sharpen them and use them. I think you should use a saw until it's filed away to nothing, and it really bothers me when I see them painted, and so that's kind of a joke. It's not a real saw. I see, Kirk. I see. Well, gosh, we're definitely going to pray for her, and the treatments are much better than they were, and we're going to just hope for the best and keep her in prayer, Kirk. So God bless, my friend. Oh, Nick, I know what you mean. I had one of those weeks too. Kilted Piper, Steve. I will not forget the Badger story. The Badger story is going to disappoint you, though. I'll tell the Badger story right now, because we're already half an hour in. So it's not about live badgers. It's a fly tying story. So I was, without getting into too much detail, I needed to buy some muskrat. That's what it really is, the bottom line. I needed to buy a significant amount of muskrat. Now you can go to fly tying sites and shops, and you can buy these little 3x3 squares of fur, and they're $6 to $8, something like that. And that's great if you're just tying a few flies, but I got something in particular I want to do with muskrat, and I'm not going to get into it too much, but I'm going to need to basically shave an entire muskrat pelt to do what I want to do. It's making a type of dubbing. So when I want to get that kind of material, I don't go to the fly tying supply. There is actually a company that I deal with that sells hides and fur, feathers, all sorts of animal parts. They work with trappers. They basically supply taxidermists and people that are making hats and different fashion accessories and things like that. So it's basically a fur supplier, fur outlet. And I went to that site, and I've done this many times in the past, to buy a muskrat pelt. And you can get an entire muskrat pelt for $4. So you're spending $6 for this little square, and for $4 you can get the whole pelt, and that's quite a bargain. So I go and I'm looking through all the stuff that they have, and seeing if there's anything else that I need. Now, I did this once before, and I'll tell you that story first. So years ago, this is probably 7-8 years ago, I was doing the same thing. I was buying a muskrat pelt, and I was tying some flies with some beaver dubbing when I had beaver dubbing, and I saw that they had a beaver pelt like really really cheap. I think it was $3 for the full beaver pelt, and I thought, wow, uh, I spend more than that for a little bag of beaver dubbing. I can make my own, so I'll just buy this, and I just added it to the cart. And when it's $3, you don't really think about it that much, right? Do you have any idea how big a beaver pelt is? I mean, honestly, I don't know if you've ever seen a beaver. I've seen beavers. I had seen beavers prior to this happening. I fish a lot in rivers where there are beavers. They actually can be quite aggressive, so you have to watch out for them. But it's an animal about yay big. I'm thinking it's going to be This thing was a 3 foot across circle of beaver. The way they skin them and peg them out. It was like almost a perfect circle, and it was 3 feet in diameter. And the only saving grace for me was that it arrived while my wife was visiting her family, and because she would kill me. She's pretty tolerant, but when it comes to bringing things like that, she gets a little upset. And when I unwrapped it, it was actually greasy, and that's part of the problem with this company is that they're not necessarily selling you stuff that's of the same cleanliness as what you would get from the fly tying supply. It's good quality. I've never had any issues with insects or anything like that. It's just not always as clean as you'd like it to be. So you have to wash it. So I'm looking up how do you wash beaver fur, and what the answer to that is you use you use laundry detergent. So let's just say there was an incident with our washing machine, and I'm really lucky that my wife was not in town, and I'm really lucky that she does not watch this, because otherwise I'd probably still be in trouble. Got it all cleaned, got it all taken care of. The beaver was beautiful. I cut it into pieces, and it's one of my favorite dyeing materials. So that was really good. So I am going through the thing the other day, and I put the muskrat pelt into the shopping cart, and I'm looking, what else do they have? And they had badger. I know there's a couple patterns that use badger. Not many, but a few. And I've never had any badger. And I thought, well, I'm going to spend $6, $8 for a little tiny piece of badger. I'll just buy the pelt. Now, I don't know how big a badger is. I've never seen a live badger. Some of you guys have, I'm sure. I was thinking this was going to be like ferret sized. It's related to the weasel. I thought it would be, like a long rat kind of a thing. This thing is enormous. It's both sides. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. It doesn't fit in any of my containers. So that's my badger story. If anybody needs badger, or they know anybody that needs badger, give me a shout. I've got a little bit of extra. I look like a moose. Hey Chad, how's it going, buddy? Make a hat. Do badgers make good hats, Paul? Yeah, pipes and bees. I was thinking of like a little Houdini-sized animal, and this is not the case. One Simplex One, how you doing, my friend? No, I know badgers can be kind of mean. And I tell you, if you've never had a run-in with a beaver, they can be pretty mean too, especially if you're fishing close to their dam. They don't like people very much. Little Fat Morgan, you take care now, my friend. Have a good evening. Steve didn't know badgers could sew. Wolverine the badger. it's uh, it's actually a really nice material. I was sorry, guys. I know you don't come here for fly tying stuff, but it's got some really nice long hair on the side here that's going to be great for streamers. Patterns that kind of look like fish as you're pulling them through the water. But then the back is a lot smaller, and you can see it's got some really nice coloring in it. So that's going to make some nice buggy like tails on nymphs and wings on caddis imitations and things like that. So, and the underfur is going to make a really nice dubbing. So I'll get use out of it. I just need to chop it up a bit, I guess. Oh, if badgers make good hats, I got it, Steve. I got it. Really, Steve? Some tribe to make pipe bags out of badgers. Well, there's a thought. Yeah, Brad. Some of my favorite dubbing is rabbit and hare. Hare's ear is wonderful stuff. I like to mix things like this. The short fur on the badger is going to be very similar to squirrel. It's like a very short, spiky fur. You blend that in with some rabbit, and you get like a really buggy body because the spiky bits stick out, and you can play with this stuff till the cows come home. And if you like doing it, you can just play with it all as much as you want. I've got a little coffee grinder, and I'll just put like different bits of fur in there and spin it, and then see what it looks like. And if it's not dark enough, I'll add something else. You wind up with this big bag of dubbing that you hardly ever use. It's good stuff. Yeah, Monty 53. It is a relaxing way to fish, and it's an expensive way to fish. But the great thing about it for me is that it gives you something to do over the winter that still connects you to that hobby. Oh, dragonflies. Yeah, Nick. I know. Yeah, badger brush for shade. I got one of those too, and that's probably those long um, hairs that are on the flank. Paul, if anybody would have badger pants, I would guess that it would be you. And I'm also guessing they're not long pants. They're probably some sort of shorts. Meerschaum Mountaineer, hello there. Chad's asking, how's the coffee? No coffee here, Chad. Maybe you're asking somebody else. Hey, Brad, you're putting a little bit of yourself into the flies. That's cool. Yes, the guard hairs. That's right, Bartolies. Oh, Paul, that's so kind. Ah, Luke Reisner. Hello there. I was wondering who the Luke was that everyone was saying hello to. Good to see you, buddy. Jimmy DeBecky wants a badger toupee. I've often wondered. You see guys wearing these toupees, and not to make fun of anyone, but come on, sometimes they're just so obvious that it's a toupee that you wonder why they're doing it. Says the man with. And if I were in that situation, if I was one of these guys that had a lot of hair around the sides and was just bald on top or something, I'd go for something wild, like something completely different color, or maybe get yourself a what's it called? What do they call that when you just have the hair in the middle? I can't think of it now. Oh man, right on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, you know what I mean. Oh, XJ, I can't wait to see Bender, Simon. I can't wait. I'll check it out tonight or tomorrow morning for sure. Brad's Circle of Life, indeed. Fantastic, Luke. Hope you're doing well. Roswell Railroad Station tonight. Very nice, Luke. That's one of their English, right? Mohawk. Thank you, Tony. Yes. Or yeah, the alfalfa hairdo would be great too. Yes, smoking cardboard wig. I mean, why not? I might think about it, Dave. I don't know what would be involved in making a shaving brush, but I've certainly got the material for it. I don't know. XJ Couch is out there in the audience. Maybe he can let us know if he's seen the interview with Daisy. Yeah, Nick, that's one of the reasons I went to this style, is that I was starting to develop a reverse mohawk. Excuse me, one minute, I'm having trouble. I needed to free up my little golf tee here. It's funny, I tend to use, I like tampers, like, obviously I like this. One of my favorite shop tampers you've seen me use quite a bit is this old thing that I turned out of, this is actually out of ash. And I always need something else to mix up the, when you get towards the bottom of the bowl, or to clean out the pipe. And, I usually use one of these golf tees, which I could just use the golf tee and not use the other tamper. But I guess pipe smoking isn't necessarily about convenience. All right, Eddie. Moving on to a bourbon and coke with some haunted bookshop. Very nice. That's right. One simplex. I am. It is the distinguished gentleman due. That's okay, Nick. Tim Fournier is going to have some Stonehenge flake. Very nice. I tell you, I have never been happier. I wish I started doing this 20 years ago, honestly. You know, Night Piper, I agree with you. Gentleman Caller is no crooner. You're a lucky man, Big Dave. Or you're an unlucky man, depending on how you look at it. Brazilian. Yeah, I could put a point on it, Brad. I like having. So I'm a little embarrassed to show this because it lays in the ashtray and it definitely is kind of dirty. But I designed this to have a wide and a narrow one because I've got some pipes that, I like to have as much surface to tamp with as I can, but I got some pipes that this end doesn't fit in, so then I can use that end. So I like having that. I've never been a fan of the ones that are like carved like a fingernail. I don't know how else to call it. Like that curved part of wood, because that's going to get all ashy and dirty. All right, Chad's another head shaver. Way to go. Yeah, Armchair Piper, Ed, that's true. Temper Tantrum does have some great tampers. I got a few of his and I love them. And I think he's got a couple that have that curvy thing on them. I don't remember. Oh yeah, Steve. Thanks for bringing that up. Skip, please give Steph our best. I hope she's feeling better soon. I saw well, right after I was eating dinner, I took a quick look at Instagram and I saw that she was sick. Uh, Tim Fournier shaves his head every 3 days. Oh, that's commitment, buddy. I do mine. I think it's every other week. I've gotten to. I'm really happy with where I am right now. So I shave my face once a week, and I shave my head every other week, and that's great. That's all the shaving I have to do. We got a lot of head shavers here. This this is cool. We should start a support group. Oh, that's a shame, Brad. That's a shame. I've got one of those. My friend Jose sent me a one of those railroad nail tampers. Got to use that sometime on the live stream. Yes, Jim. I've actually seen you do it, and it's quite a shock. Ben Greenman's asking if anyone's ever made a mistake shaving their head. I don't blade shave mine. I just use the clippers and on their lowest setting. So it's sponsored by Rogaine. There you go, Christian. Yeah, I just use it on the lowest setting. So I'm really not shaving it. I guess I'm buzzing it, but it's really very very close to the scalp when I'm done. I could go in and actually lather up and blade shave it, but I don't see the point. So I've never had any mistakes. Yeah, Tamper Tantrum's got some nice tampers. Oh, Ben, I guess it depends on what you're trying to do. I mean, I do the number two clippers and just go in every direction and it's done. So there's nothing left that you could have a mistake with. And then I take the guard off and I just do the sideburns in the back. So it's pretty simple. Roots are upside down. I know quite a few folks that have had that problem. Yeah, Dave. It's funny. I told this story of I went to this very unusual barbershop, This was back before the COVID thing. I hate going to barbers, and I've talked about this before, but I'm sure many of you didn't see that video. I just don't like people touching my head and stuff. It's just weird. And then around here we don't have any real barbers anymore. We just have like hair cutteries and stuff, and it's all women. And there's a lot of women like getting their hair permed and dyed, and I just feel weird going to those places. So they opened up this barber shop, and it's a chain, and it's men only. And I thought, okay, I'm going to give this a shot. And I went in, and I immediately regretted it. You got to make an appointment. And I showed up for my appointment, and as soon as I walked through the door, there's like loud rap music blaring. Everybody there, everybody was bald with a beard and tattoos. I'm really not exaggerating. That's like everybody. It looked like I had walked into a biker bar or something. And guy walks up to me and says, "Are you Mr.?" He knew who I was because I had the appointment and all that. Nicest guy in the world. Took great care of me. Took my coat and actually went and hung it up for me. No waiting, no waiting room or anything. And gave me a really good haircut. Wet shaved my neck and all that. And it was a really odd experience because I was very out of my own element. Like I'm just not in that kind of situation very often, with the loud music and everything. But it was a great haircut, and it was a lot better than going to the haircut ring. But as he's cutting my hair, I do, and this is going back to my chemo and all that. I do have like a bald spot up here, and I told him that I like to keep it short, but I wanted to make it not so short that it was that it would show off the little patch there. And he said, "Well, why don't you just shave it off completely and grow a beard?" And it made me laugh because everybody in that place was bald with a beard, and just like, come on, join the club. So I'm switching to my doodler. Thank you, Corvette Jim. You did a fantastic job restoring this, buddy. If you're in the market for an estate pipe, check out CJP Pipe Rescue. And I'm going to smoke something different. Actually, I think I'm going to go for some crooner because somebody mentioned it. This is I'm almost out of crooner here. Somebody said crooner is no gentleman caller is no crooner. And I find it surprising how different they are. Like, I like the flavor of gentleman caller, but I just feel like it's not like I'm not smoking tobacco. It's almost like a really light aromatic. And crooner is like, I'm smoking this great burley blend that's got a little bit of deer tongue in it. So it's got the flavor. It just doesn't have the as much, and it's more of a tobacco. So if it were up to me, I'd smoke crooner all the time. My wife doesn't like it, so I don't smoke it around her. She doesn't mind gentleman caller, but I don't know. Gentleman caller is fine, but after smoking crooner, it's kind of a disappointment. Really, Christian? That's strange. So you prefer to have a woman cut your hair? I don't know. Kevin's asking if I can get closer with... You mean the pipe, Kevin? It's a doodler. Ah, there we go. Yeah, just let me get it started here. And without spilling the tobacco all over, you can see the holes in the top, and those holes come all the way down through these different layers of rings. The idea was that it would be some sort of a radiator type effect. It's a gimmick, but great smoking pipe. Tracy Mincer, and I'm very happy to have it in my rotation. Really, Christian, I get the whole undressing thing. I don't know. I think I go in the other direction, actually. I mean, I feel like undressing in front of a guy is more of a just, I got something wrong with me, you need to look at it kind of a thing, rather than there's just always this tension between men and women. But we're getting into Freudian territory here, Christian, so we're going to just drop the whole men versus women haircut things. Yeah, Tom Curley would probably like one of these. In fact, I know he has a few, Gary. That's funny, Sailor. At least they asked, right? Pipes, etc. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, Michael Case, I agree. And if we weren't live streaming with a large audience, I'd go into more detail about why that bothers me. John. Oh, Eddie, that sounds interesting. So silicone tape, it's a duct tape brand, no sticky adhesive, you just wrap it. Huh. XJ, that's a good point. You do not want to run into him. Tim's Barber is from Seville. Yeah, Jim, I should say I've had quite a few excellent female doctors, and I'm not in any way trying to say that women are not as good at cutting hair as men or anything like that, or that they're not as good at doctor as a man. It's just a matter of what you feel comfortable with. Yes, I really like this pruner because you can taste the burley in it. It's almost like, it's not quite, but it's almost like smoking something like Sir Walter Raleigh with added deer tone. I had a barber that used a shop vac on my head after he cut my hair. I'm reacting to Michael Case's cigarette smoking barber. Tony, I like the deer tongue. I think it's tasty. It's very difficult to describe. The best I can do is it's like a green vanilla. I know that doesn't mean anything, but Northwest Pipe, are you asking for the best thin bit option for stems in terms of what stem shape gives you the best thin bit? Um, I mean, I think it's going to be the saddle bit, which really does allow you to thin it out cord. Although any shape can be thinned out to that point. Uh, but they can be hard to make. It was great, VidMaze, because I would go. This is when I was in grad school in Pittsburgh. I would go get my hair cut at lunchtime, and I still had hair. And he'd vacuum me off, and I could go back to work, and there wasn't like those little bits of hair falling off and all that you get normally. I really liked it. What would you recommend for the thinnest style for a stem? You mean Northwest Piper? I do think it's going to be the saddle stem. That's the best I can come up with now. Shade Tree Piper, thanks for joining us, Paul. You take care and have a great weekend. Saddle bit, that is the word, John. It's the magic word for tonight. Oh, Northwest Piper, I get you now. I don't use softy bits. I hate things. I would never use them, so I can't recommend anything for you. Oh, Michael Case, that's fantastic. Unfortunately, it's in Portland. We got to move that to someplace better. Smoking lounge with a barber and shoe sign stand on site. Floby. Now admit it, dude Rustic. You bought a Floby, didn't you? Yeah, I got it, Brad. I don't know any. Does anyone know any alternatives to softy bits? I don't use them, so I've never tried to use an alternative. Good question, Tim. Was that Portland, Maine, or Oregon, Michael Case? I'm guessing Oregon. Arlo Piper saying electric shrink tubing. That I've seen people use that. We had a shop like that here, Eddie. It was free beer, and it was just a little seedy looking, and I kept thinking I'm going to go get a haircut there, and I just never did it. Yeah, XJ, there's sound issues. We're ignoring them. I'm going to get them fixed before next week, I promise. Po Piper. Did I say I was drinking tonight? I am having a bourbon highball tonight. I actually need to top off a bit. Yeah, Northwest Pipe Smoker has a. He really likes that vinyl tubing that he gets at the hardware store. But the issue with that is that you have to find the right size. It doesn't have a lot of give to it. Miller Lite and Bamboo Rum, Popo Piper, very nice. Are you having the I assume is it like a sipping rum? Do you drink that neat or on the rocks, or how does that work? Sorry, XJ. Oh, it's candy. Yeah, Seagram's, Tony. Honestly, I'm not a ginger ale aficionado. I drink whatever my wife buys. Harlow Piper, you had a kayaker get attacked by what? Dave, I've been looking for that Chesterfield ale and I cannot find it. It's on the rocks. I've got you. No, pipes, etc. There's a lot of static tonight. I got to get it fixed. Rubber teeth implants. There you go, Sailor. Yeah, Christian, the smoking pipes order did finally come in. It took 3 weeks, I think. And I understand things are slow in Canada as well. Like there's additional, they're doing some kind of like quarantine on the mail or something. Is that the Yingling chocolate porter, Nick? I don't know, Jeff. We tried all sorts of things early on in the stream, and we're just going to live with it for now. I'll get it sorted out for next week, I promise. Enzoni. Oh, B. Ensign. I'm not familiar with that. A nonsense, sorry. I do like a bitter cocktail. I've tried that, dipping the cigar in rum. It's interesting. Interesting, Steve. All right, XJ, thanks for joining us. Oh, you're coming back. Well, we'll wait for you. So, speaking of Steve and his rum dip cigars, Guilty Piper Steve and his wife Kathy are doing a live stream on Sunday afternoon. I had it at the beginning. I don't remember if I said it earlier, but if you got the chance, they're I think it's 12 Central, so it's noon Central, and that's 1 p.m. Eastern, and you can figure out where it is otherwise. I just happened to catch it last week. I wasn't looking for it; it just popped up, and I was able to catch it, and it was a good deal of fun, and it looked great. They did a great job with the stream. They didn't have audio problems, so if you're looking for something to do Sunday afternoons, Kathy and Steve are great hosts. I think you'll enjoy that. Yeah, Nick, go ahead and gloat. That's Everett going through the mail first. Oh, Jim. Poor Everett. You can't be up between, what is that, 10 and 5? Is that what is 20? 24 would be 12. No, 8? Wow. Yeah, because apparently COVID likes to spread in the dark. That's okay, Kilted Piper Steve. That just made it short and sweet, but it was great quality video and audio. It really looked and sounded great. Sailor, if he offered me anything, I'd turn it down. You got a curfew in Ohio, Jim? Man, I thought I was living in blue state hell. We don't have a curfew here. And if we did, I'd go out every night and stand at the end of my driveway and smoke a pipe and wave as the police drove by. Yeah, Gary, it's a mystery how COVID can tell time, but apparently it can. There you go, Steve. She does make you shine for sure. Yeah, Brad, same with my job. We can't even smoke in our own car. But the working from home is nice. Yeah, dude, Rustic, I'm surprised you guys are getting away without that. Oh, that sounds nice, Jeff. Retrays, Hell of the Wind, and how do you pronounce that? Is it Wind? Hell of the Wind? And a wee dram of Glendronach 18. Wow. Yeah, John has a self-imposed curfew because it's cold. Yeah, I know, Michael. I'm with you. Although lately I've been falling asleep after dinner and then not able to. Then I've been up to all hours because I can't sleep after my nap. That's okay, Nick. Believe me, I've got a whole shelf full of tinfoil hats these days. Hey, John, don't laugh at my pronunciation. That's right, Vidmaze. That's a different kind of curfew. Hey, Sailor, what are you guys down in Texas going to do when everybody in the U.S. starts moving there? You're laughing with me, John. Okay. And Full Smoking Bar's got tinfoil hats for his tinfoil hats. Probably, Eddie. Oh, I can imagine that, Kilted Piper, Steve. Yeah, I mean, I at least got a reason. Well, you got reasons to get up, though. But you lose that sort of routine in your life. Well, the hope is, Rob, that the right people are moving from California, but we don't want to get too deep into that. Hey, that reminds me of something. Let me float something by you. I do the Wednesday roadway rambles where I talk about things that I don't talk about any other time during the week. And I got to admit, the past few weeks I've been biting my tongue because there's just so much to talk about, so much to rant about, and I just don't want to do it. And I try really hard to keep a lid on it here on our Friday live stream because this is a place to get away from that stuff. Would any of you guys be open to a Wednesday ramble live stream where we could be more politically incorrect about things? Cool. Well, maybe I'll do that. And the problem with it is it's going to have to be earlier in the day, probably. I don't think I could do Wednesday night. Hey, Tim, that's okay. We need to hear all voices. Well, there you go. And Pipes, etc. You're somebody I would definitely want to be there on Wednesday. Yeah, Luke, as soon as Rumble gets live streaming capabilities, that's exactly what I'll do. Yeah, I guess that's a risk that we could get. Well, they'll slap us first, Dave. They'll slap me first. You won't get banned. JL, welcome. It's great to have you, my friend. I hope it's your first time. I hope it's not your last time. We're here every week at 8 p.m. Eastern, and if you subscribe, you'll get the notifications. Rumble Live. I'll do it in a minute, Jeff. As soon as they get the live stream capabilities. 12:30 to 3:30 is Sailor's Ukulele Day on Wednesdays. You taking ukulele lessons, or are you playing? What are you doing there, Sailor? Hey guys, not to do another Rumble commercial, but I see Everett Young saying he still has to get it. There's really nothing to get. It's just a website like YouTube. You can sign up for it. You can have an account, or you can watch it anonymously. You don't have to have an account. Tony513, you enjoy my ukulele playing? Well, that's why I was interested in Sailor's Ukulele Day. I don't play mine much at all, but I used to really enjoy making ukuleles. They're such nice, simple little instruments. Well, maybe Wednesdays could be politically incorrect ramble and ukulele playing day. David Home, I'm not familiar with the Meet Kevin channel, but I'll look at that. Why not talk about it Wednesdays? All right, John. Say hi to the animals for me, and you have a great weekend, buddy. Arthur Godfrey. Wow, Gary. I barely remember Arthur Godfrey. That's cool, Sailor. Michael Case has a ukulele free zone in his house. Yes, guys, if you go to Rumble, check out Pipes Etc. He's exclusively there now, and he's got some really nice content going up. They got the line tapped. All right, John. Yeah, volunteer piper. It's a little different, but you'll get it. I used to listen to Alice's Restaurant every Thanksgiving because they played it on the radio. I don't know, Rob. I think I could navigate it without getting banned. I might have to, I might have to not respond to some of the comments, but I think I could navigate it. I agree, Texas Piper. I agree. But turkeys could fly. Yes, Tim. So I'll tell you, as long as we're talking about platforms and getting banned and all that. All right, Brad. I hope you get that fixed soon. Have a great weekend, buddy. Thanks for joining us. I said I barely remember Arthur Godfrey. Yeah, Burns and Allen and Jack Benny. I don't remember them live, obviously, but they were still doing reruns when I was a kid. I love Jack Benny. I have a lot of Jack Benny radio programs that I listen to on some discs, and I get the Sirius XM 40s junk. No, not 40s Junction. Old Time Radio. They play a lot of Jack Benny. So I was about to say Twitter. Yeah, I've been on Twitter for a long time. I think I'd have to look at my account to see when I signed up, but it was back in the early days of Twitter. more than 10 years. And I don't do that much on it anymore. I used to be fairly active on it. Now I just kind of read it, and it's a place that I go to because I follow a lot of people that are either like-minded or that are, people I respect that I can get information from. And overnight, and you all know when this happened, overnight my Twitter feed went from, I'd check it and there'd be 300 things to look at to there's 40. And that's because all those people got banned. And I've been thinking about it, and I just don't want to be a part of that anymore. So it's hard for me to do this because I've been on there for so long, and there's some friends that I'll lose. But I'm going to close down my Twitter account. And I'm also going to, I'm pretty certain I'm going to close down Facebook. I've only been on that for a few months. I barely use it. It's nice because it's another audience that doesn't do the YouTube thing, but I just can't handle the censorship. That was a rather inconveniently placed pipe cleaner. Oh, guys, we're at 9:30 already. This flew once we ignored the sound problems. Oh, the shadow is great, yeah. Oh, Nick, believe me, I got plenty of them. Well, guys, I really enjoyed this. Thanks much for taking the time out. It's always the high point of my week to spend time with you guys. Remember, next week we got David, Dorian, Ross. So please tune in for that. I appreciate you putting up with the technical problems tonight. I really do. I appreciate the guys who chipped in on the top chat or whatever that thing is called. It really helps, and I do appreciate it. So with that, guys, I'm going to call this to an end. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and hopefully I will see you on Sunday for a video, and we'll see what we can do about doing a Wednesday live. It's a possibility. I got to put some thought into it, but I'll definitely think it over. So, guys, with that, you all take care. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.